Hey guys, this is Luminous, and we're coming at you with another changelog analysis. This time it's going to be 6.81, and today I'm joined by Cloud9's AI 2000. The Patchlog just came out, and it's not too long, so I hope we don't spend too much time on it. Of course, AI has done a Patchlog with me before, and it was very well received. So, AI, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well.
All right. So, anything to say before we dive into the Patchlog?
I think the Patchlog, it's pretty interesting. I only got to give a quick read, but so far I think I like a lot of the changes.
Okay, so yeah, disclaimer. Obviously, we haven't played a version yet. We're just kind of looking at the patchlog, and just it's a first glance of how we think it would change mostly the competitive scene, but sometimes we'll dip in and talk about the pub scene as well. So let's go into the general mechanics change. First of all, ancient creeps no longer aggro lane creeps. I think this one's especially for C9. Care to elaborate, Cloud9?
I don't know why they would do that to us. Funny thing about ancient creeps, so like at TI2 or TI3, we asked for it to be like banned, removed from the game.
Okay.
And no one abused it anyways. But like that shit's imba. It's just straight up imba. Like it can ruin a game.
So what's the current abuse right now?
Well, Earthshaker can pull lane creeps into the ancient camp by use of fissure.
Mm-hmm. And you could do it on both Radiant and Dire?
Yeah, both Radiant and Dire. And his farm actually isn't bad if you do it well. Obviously it denies all 4 creeps, and you also have an Earthshaker there, so it's not like they can just dive your hero either. So it's really strong right now, and I mean that needed to be addressed, but sort of sad.
Yeah, I think the only team that actually uses this currently, Cloud9, especially on the Radiant side to give Envy farm on the mid lane. But with this change, you could still pull the Radiant high level camp.
Yeah, you can still pull the hard camp on the left. You can still, on Dire, you can also pull the medium and hard camp on the top right.
Okay. I already see teams already reacting to your strategy. Like they try to warrior ancients, but you just get around by doing the other pull. So I think
it's a bit imba right now. So
okay, so this is kind of the step towards the right direction.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, despite that you used the strategy. So nothing more needs to be said about that. The second thing, which is quite interesting, is game time starts at night. And once you get to 0-0, which is when the creep spawns, it goes back in the day. So that means when you're picking your heroes and that first minute or so when you're doing to that level 1 Roshan or you're scouting in jungle to place your wards, it's nighttime, which means, it's harder to see them now.
Yeah. I mean, there are 2 things that are pretty standout to me right now. One is checking the level 1 rune.
Okay.
You can't have like a support or offlaner check all the time now, which I don't like for the game because it increases.
It turns daytime at 0-0, so you can still see the first rune though.
Yeah, but you can't stand on the hill and check it. They're just gonna chase you out before you get there, and if you stand too close, like you only have 800 range, so they're gonna stun you. Like it's too easy to get caught, I think.
Okay.
Especially if you're Dire or you're Radiant in offlane, like they can wrap around on you, whatever. You can't see them go into other because there are 2 ways on the Radiant hill that they can go, right? If you only have 800 range, you can't see both directions there. So they can wrap on you and just kill you, get an easy first blood, and you still won't know what the rune is.
Okay, what's the second thing?
You're like level 1 heroes that either have night vision, like Luna, Slark, etc., or level 1 or heroes that are level 1 who are really really strong are gonna be like insanely high priority. Like Luna and AA, they're very good at level 1. I mean Luna double because she can see, but like if you just go into a jungle, they can't fight you, and then they can't really stay there because if you have any hero with like boots first, like say a Bane or something, you just catch them, you kill them for free. They won't be able to see you in time, and I mean that's it makes some lineups very hard to do because if they get in your jungle and they ward 5 camps, some lineups are just impossible to do.
So you think this actually will affect the drafting stage, or I guess a better way to put it is give certain lineups more options, especially in level 1, whether you do a smoke gank or not, whether you want to raid the jungle.
Personally, I don't really like it. I think it actually takes away lineups, options for lineups.
Okay, so you're saying you have to have a night vision dude, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's either you have one, or you have a really strong level 1, or you can't go into your jungle at all, which I don't like because I like those fights can be really exciting, but this won't make them exciting. It'll just make them dominant. Like either one team goes in and one team just runs away. And they don't even run away anymore. Before you would at least scout them, you could sort of see if they placed a ward or not, you get some info. Now you can't do any of that. They place a ward, you're just done.
Okay.
And especially since now there's like, on Dire Camp you can't deward everything with one ward. Radiant you need like 3 sentries to deward everything.
True,
Like it's
true, yeah.
it's I don't think it'd be that good.
All right, so we'll see if that actually will stick in the next patches to come. But that's all for the game mechanics. Let's go into the heroes. You were kind of talking about Ancient Apparition already earlier in terms of how he is so good at level 1. I don't think this particular change does anything. The Chilling Touch reducing attack speed, getting more reduced from 15% to 18%.
I mean, it really doesn't. 3% is pretty negligible.
Yeah.
I mean, it does help when you're level 1, that you can actually really notice a 15 to 18%. Whereas, like, if you have 100% attack speed, then that only basically counts as 9% attack speed loss in terms of what you lose.
Okay, so you're saying it is noticeable at level 1.
It's noticeable, but he's still so insanely strong that it won't matter.
Okay.
I don't really like to change the hero because, like, I would have liked Patchlog to take it in a direction where he's not so much just an ulti cannon, because that's sort of what he is right now. And then if you nerf his Tone Touch, that's sort of his team fight skill, which lets him go around with his team. I think I would have preferred if he could actually go around with his team more and he's less reliant on ulti.
So you're saying to buff Ice Vortex or Cold Feet and take away a little bit from Chilling Touch?
And maybe, maybe not take away from Chilling Touch, but maybe take away from his ulti. So that, like, because I don't know if anyone has watched me play A, but, like, some games I'm on the other side of the map from my team.
Yes.
And that's actually the best thing to be doing, in my opinion, anyways. And, I mean, that style of play, it's cool, but I don't think it's good for the hero.
Okay.
I don't think it'll make people want to play in pubs or whatever.
Well, I mean, people like to play in pub for a different reason, where you just, shoot down people with Acceptor and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but...
All right, so I guess we're not going to see too many changes in the coming patch with this nerf. Yeah. So Beastmaster getting a little base HP regen. So the last time we saw a big hero getting a base HP regen buff was Nyx Assassin. And kind of looking at where he is right now, being one of the most dominant off lane. Do you think we're going to see more of this for Beastmaster? Especially with a couple of heroes, a new hero being able to, in Captain's Mode, Broodmother, which we'll talk about in a bit. Beastmaster is getting some love.
I mean, I think Beastmaster is already pickable. The base HP regen will help, but it's not quite the same as Nyx, because Nyx you can buy a Portman Shield, get pulled 2 tangles, and your HP regen, I don't know if it's 2 or 2.5 or 2.25 or something, but it's high enough that, like, you don't need that much regen. 1.25 helps, you might need 1 less tangle, but it's not enough that's like, wow. And you don't get Portman Shield on him too.
Okay. So teams that are going to pick him will pick him more, and teams that...
I think he's a good hero, though, for sure.
Okay.
In this set.
Yeah, I think a couple of matches ago, you guys actually picked him for a central piece of your Aura strat, right?
Yeah.
I think it was against EG.
I think if you pick him, it's because he gives such good vision. Everything else is secondary on that hero.
Okay.
He's just good stats, good vision. I guess good nuke, good lockdown. He's a decent hero.
All right. So for Bloodseeker is the next hero we're talking about. Cast point reduce for his Blood Rage and I guess Rupture as well. Does that do anything for the hero?
Yeah, I actually think it's a really good buff. I think that hero might be viable now, especially if they pick like a Weaver. Like you can, before if you pick Weaver and you smoke at him and you try to Blood Rage him, like your smoke's gonna pop and then he's gonna see you and he's gonna cast like 4 spells before Blood Rage shuts off because it's that slow. But now you can actually get it off before he does something, maybe.
I mean, it seems like they're pushing this hero pretty hard, but a lot of people...
I mean, it must be, like... I think Melk has this as his favorite hero or something. He's pushing for it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they recently gave him a lot of good stuff. Like, for example, Rupture being able to go through BKB. Is he still not a good enough Weaver counter in a sense? Or is he getting there?
I mean, I think he has to be situational. I thought that his global boost speed past 100% or past 522 and everything was cool. It's good for pubs, but I think his old one was better than what this one is now.
Okay. Now, in these recent team fights we've been seeing, everybody gets into such low HP. Like, in your best of 5 against Empire, when that AA ultimate hit you guys, if there was a Bloodseeker on the team, like, that guy's moving at 522 and seeing everybody else. So, I mean, judging on how the teamfight heavy meta has been lately, does he get better in these kind of environment?
Maybe. I mean, like, especially when you've seen Na'Vi and they all survive with 1 HP. But, like, I don't think, like, sure he's really fast, but, like, if you stun him, he's still gonna die.
I see.
Like, I don't... He hurts a bit because the thing gives him extra damage, but it's not enough. I think, like, the reason you pick that hero is really for the silence and the ulti. Maybe the vision is sort of... Like, if you pick him for Slark, it's a hard counter. Like, you're actually just done.
Alright. Yeah, I don't think we need to talk too much about it. Aside from the fact that I just want to leave the statement that cast point really changed how a hero is perceived in play.
It's really important.
Yeah, just to talk about Leshrac, which was a hero that was played a lot, and then they gave a cast point to Diabolic Edict, and he wasn't played anymore. One of the original way to nerf Naga Siren was to give cast point to her Ensnare and all the other skills. So she got a lot weaker as well. So for Bloodseeker, it's going the other direction, and we'll see if we see more of him. Bristleback, base armor reduced by 1, and agility gain increased by 0.5. And I assume after a certain amount of levels, you'll compensate for that base armor reduce. What do you think about this?
You have to be level 15, sort of before the armor kicks in. I mean, you attack a bit faster before that.
Did you just calculate that right now?
I mean, it 7, yeah.
Okay. What a player.
But like I don't think they need to reduce the armor. I'm not too sure. Bristleback, I haven't watched much Chinese Dota, but when we were in China, he was very picked, and he got a small nerf.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some pros in China are telling Patchlog that he's still Imba, but like in the Western scene, he's not really picked.
Right. I mean, this nerf is, I guess, aimed to nerf his early game, but not taking away from his already quite weak mid to late game.
I mean, it might be nice. Like his mid game's good for sure, but his late game sometimes he gets sort of mediocre.
Yeah.
And the synergy's there, like attacking faster with his ulti, which gives him like a rapier or something.
Okay.
So that's sort of cool to see.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen him or cast him much lately, so I can't really say much about this hero. I don't know what that one armor thing will really do, but yeah. Okay, Broodmother, are you which side of the fence are you on? Do you think this hero is useless, or do you think this hero is viable?
I'm pretty sure like the patch before this made her sort of useless.
Okay.
But in the patch before that, like she was ridiculously imba. And I haven't the problem is I haven't seen any real good Broodmother players in pubs.
So you're saying the Dagon 5 EB is
it's a little bit suspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just for the Broodmother fans out there, because I'm sure there's 2 of them, would you want to give a line or 2 to appease them? Because I don't have anything good to say about this hero either.
Sorry, what?
I mean, I'm sure there's just 2 people watching this changelog analysis,
Broodmother,
and that wants to talk a little bit about Broodmother. Is there anything you want to say?
The 2 Broodmother pickers in pubs.
Okay.
Like I hate you so much. Is that what you want me to say? Okay, no. Broodmother, I mean, she might be okay. I think like not be able to run through trees when you're visible is a bit much. So I don't think she'll have that much impact in Captain's mode. But someone will probably figure out a really cool strat with her.
Okay.
Like Broodmother has been a part of a lot of really nice strats. I know like back in Bottom, we used to run her with Invoker mid, and then you'd wrap around with spiders. And you cold snap them as spiders would hit them, and they'd be cold snapped.
The new cool thing to do that with is Lycan Wolves, man.
Yeah, and they're invisible, which is ridiculous. Yeah. But and then there's like the Broodmother Tinker Lane. So that, I mean, that hero might come with cool strats, but I don't really like her that much in her current state.
All right. Well, did you know that a level 1 spider would do more damage than level 1 bear?
And, I mean, that's a bit misleading because the spider does piercing damage and the bear does normal damage. So the bear, I think, does less damage to the hero at level 1, and the spider does less damage to the creep. No, I can't remember, but the spider definitely does extra damage to the creep.
Look, man, you were just talking about nighttime level 1 fights. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, when you kill the hero with your nuke, then you get 1 spider.
Yeah. And you're getting a nuke in that whip. But in any case, let's move on. Centaur Warrunner. Base damage reduced by 2 in all levels, and return bonus damage also rescaled, making the earlier levels a little bit weaker. I assume this is just making sure that our CM, Venge, Visage are having a better time zoning out a Centaur with return.
I mean, yeah.
But Centaur don't even get return level 1, right?
I mean, some do. It sort of depends on lane against. If you're into like Visage dual lane, then you can definitely get a level 1. But I don't. Maybe they're nerfing is jungling. That's the only thing that just really nerfs to me, I think.
Well, I mean, so you're saying post-patch, if somebody got Centaur return at 1, I mean, you can't deny the fact that Visage and CM is going to harass a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I mean, it would definitely help because especially with Visage 0 base armor, like the return actually hurts. Like whenever he gets a stealth shield proc, I think I do more damage to myself than I do to him.
Okay.
So it's definitely depressing when I'm against a Centaur with Visage.
Okay, so my question to you right now is, you're playing Visage, there's a Centaur off lane, and you know he has skilled return at level 1. Do you still hit him?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you need to trade regen as a support because how offlaning sort of works now is since the lane's so far up, they can sort of trade regen for experience and stuff. But you need to burn through that regen as a support. Because even if you're trading a little bit inefficiently, like you have 2 or 3 heroes there with more regen in them in total, and you have a chicken to bring more if you really need.
I see.
And you need him to be a bit lower so that when you use a pull, he can't just come in a full regen, full HP, and just screw with you, or else like it becomes hard.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's sort of interesting because like, I like how, like, for this nerf, like they won't target his nukes because that's sort of what makes him a special hero and his ulti.
Right.
But instead, like they target something else, which is, like, I don't know how it'll turn out because I haven't played any games yet, but maybe it could be good.
Again, I mean, return at level 1 isn't the most prevalent build, but it does happen from time to time, so there is going to be effects.
Oh, yeah.
So, we'll see about that. Chaos Knight mana cost, rescale from 140 level 1 to a scaling outward starting at 110, which does actually matter because you can now throw out 2 Chaos Bolts.
At level 1?
At level 1. I believe that's
I have
the
no
case.
idea if you even can.
I
think he has like 200 base in, like, I don't know. But like,
let's assume for the sake of discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you buy 2 branches, you can. So there you go.
All right, sure.
Like, it'll help, and especially honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even remember like I don't know exactly how the Neo Chaos Bolt works because it's like if you stun longer, you do less damage or something.
Yes, and
so I don't know if you wanna max it right away, but like there is a build where you get 4 in Phantasm, 4 in your Blink Strike, whatever, and only 2 in Chaos Bolt, and you take your ulti. And it's actually not that bad, and this would actually really help with it with the mana.
I mean, we don't see Chaos Knights because
no mana, no lane pressure.
I mean, we see Wisp Tiny all the time. Why don't we see Wisp Chaos Knight?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing still. If you can get Wisp, but Chaos Knight is on his own here. I think, sort of. I mean, Pylai, my captain, thinks he's the worst hero in Dota.
Okay.
So
that explains why we don't see it in Cloud 9. All right, fair enough. All right, Darkseer, vacuum cooldown increased. Sure.
I mean, why not?
Okay.
Right?
And Surge reworked. So the new Surge basically means, there's a lot of text, but the new Surge allows you to go beyond 522, which is the maximum speed. And the cool thing is, if you're under the effect of Surge, a slow does not slow you. So that means, same as the old Surge, I guess. If you hit by Demonic Purge or Venomous Scale, you'll still go at, the bonus speed.
I mean, the new one sounds pretty ridiculous. It's sort of cool, though. I love the breaking, because with Bloodseeker, I was so like, wow, that's cool when you could break 522 MS, because I played Dota 1 for so long and nothing could break it.
Well, no, let's talk about it in certain cases, right? Let's talk about level 1, which, for offlane Darkseer, that's what he cares about. At level 1, you use Surge right now, you get haste, and you could probably run from most ganks. This one puts you up to, 400 MS? Is that the difference of 100 MS, the haste now versus the 400 MS of the next patch, make a difference?
Yeah, that's actually really big. Especially the duration's cut down by 50% from 3 to 2,
So it actually nerfs his laning right now. By a large margin.
Yeah, it's a definite nerf to his laning. I mean, Darkseer usually goes to the jungle. So some Darkseers don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's definitely nerf to his laning. It's cool though. Like, you can have a centaur and a bat rider, and you can have
we're thinking about the upsides. And also, the upside is, or the downside for the new Surge is that the new Surge costs a lot more mana than the old Surge, which Darkseer is a very mana-dependent hero. Does that 30 mana actually come into play, or not really?
I mean, I don't play Darkseer that much. Well, when I play him in pubs, I always run out of mana, because I spam Iron Shield and farm everything.
Exactly. That's
you're gonna have to be a bit more careful with your mana management, especially like the 1 second off Iron Shield in the last patch before this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that actually made a difference in how much mana you use. So I mean that's definitely a thing.
Okay.
And especially since you might need to spam it more because the duration's a lot shorter from 7.5 to 5 now.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is also coupled with the fact you talked about the Iron Shell having a lesser duration, coupled with the fact that he's generally the mech carrier, so there's more mana being spent there as well. So yeah.
It also means you can't go like the no boots build really.
That Pylai likes to do.
Yeah. Or not, I mean, some people like
7.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some games is really good because you can just rush a mech and you go crush a tower or something, crush a fight.
Well,
Like now you actually just can't do it.
He doesn't rush mech either. I'm just saying. He rushed Midas into Blink.
I mean, yep.
Into a 5-man wall vacuum and then feed.
Amazing.
I don't think there's much to say, but I do believe that the new Surge is actually weaker for. I mean, yes, there's the fact that hey, you could go crazy movement speed, but I just think that the nerf to his level 1 is not something that will help him, and that's an issue for him.
It might even be. I mean, I haven't seen it because going above 5.2 is sort of ridiculous since nothing can catch you.
Mm-hmm.
But the duration, like 5 seconds, is really not that long because if you run in for a second and a half and you get stunned, like it's actually just your surge is over. Whereas before, like even if you get stunned once, you still run so fast that sometimes you can.
Stuns, I see.
Yeah.
Also, if you're casting on yourself, do you know that Darkseer does have a pretty long cast animation, so you don't even get the full 5 seconds if you want to zoom somewhere. It's just like 4.5 or whatever else. So there's that. But Dazzle, starting armor reduced by 1. Yay.
Amazing.
Cool. Next. Doom now disables AC. Did you know that it never disables AC before?
I did not know that.
Yeah, disable Vlad, but not AC. The more you know.
Is that? I mean, that's Warcraft 3. Doom disabled every non-trigger thing or whatever.
Okay.
So I guess Vlad's was more hard-coded.
I don't know.
Dota mechanics, amazing.
Cool. All right, Draw Ranger marksmanship buff has now 1 second fade time from the moment that a unit enters to deactivate your aura. So you get 1 second more damage.
That's actually a pretty significant buff because 1 second on Draw Ranger is like 500-600 damage of attacking.
Really?
Something ridiculous.
Isn't it just
Not
1
really.
second, just like one auto attack?
It's like two auto attacks.
Really?
Usually.
Are you talking about this whole Mask of Madness Midas thing, or I just want to know.
I mean, like personally, I like Butterfly Manta on her at some point because like, but I think the Mask of Madness is good. I don't know if you need the Midas.
Yeah, right. Off the record, I just want to know what you think about the build that your carry has been running right now. About.
In one of the games he did it, it was perfect. I don't even remember when else he did it.
Well, so
I know one game was really sick. It was against a Slaughter, and I remember it's like a Slaughter Center or something, and then they like ran at him, he hit them twice, and he blinked away, and they tried to keep running him, he killed them.
I believe that's actually in the game against Fnatic in the Dream League.
Was it? Oh yeah, okay. That was really good.
So,
oh yeah, it was. So
you're
Slaughter.
saying ever since then, no other game has that build been good?
I mean, I'm saying I don't remember when we've gone that build.
I see.
Again, since then, like,
Alright.
we don't pick draw that much, I think.
Okay, so let me be devil's advocate and propose something bad about this change. You now have 1 less second to detect if there's a Riki on top of you.
You know, I was actually thinking about that because, like, I think it was D2CL against Empire. There was an Invis Ember Spear or something on our draw.
Right.
And Envy actually didn't. Well, I mean, he didn't take advantage of it. He didn't think about it that time. But like we talked about after the game, we're like, hey, you can actually tell that he was Invis on you there. So like that actually might be a thing.
It definitely. I mean, you just brought up a case where it is a thing. I think that may apply in pubs more when Bounty Hunter or Riki are more prevalent heroes.
I mean, it's about like as abstract as like you memorize how much EXP neutrals give, so that if someone comes in your jungle, you can tell when you kill a neutral.
You should do that. Have you memorized it?
Yes, I know all the values.
Holy shit, what a play.
Almost all the values.
Yeah.
But like not all the values, but you have a general idea, right?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, this one's maybe a bit more less frequent than the other one, but it's sort of cool to know.
All right, it's a
cool thing you can do.
All right, another hero is going to be enabled in Captain's mode. It's going to be Earth Spirit, and he also got a slight buff of his Stone Recharge timer for his Stone Remnants by 5 seconds. I haven't played the hero too much, so I can't really talk too much about this. What about you?
I don't actually talk to Earth Spirit pickers.
Okay.
But I talked to people who have talked to Earth Spirit pickers, and I know that the recharge time was a bit too long. They were running out of stones.
Okay.
I actually have no idea about that hero because I haven't played him. I played him once, and I lost.
I see.
I think.
I played him once and I won. I didn't know what to do, but I was killing shit.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we're not experts at this, but okay.
Yeah, like, I don't want to say something wrong completely.
But real fast, I mean, this is a hero that has Magnetize, which is ability to kind of save an ally. It's like basically a hook and get them out of trouble. You have silence, you have stuns early on. It seems like a pretty decent hero, but again, we just don't know. But because we haven't seen pros kind of utilize it in a full draft, so
yeah, for sure. I mean, his scaling is sort of shitty.
That's true.
I know for sure.
One of those heroes that once you build BKB, useless. But anyways, Faceless Void BAT decrease. So basically means.
Oh, you skipped Ember Spirit.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, Ember Spirit. Big nerf. Sleight of Fist no longer hits fog. Units in Fog of War. Or units you don't see.
I think it's surprisingly big, like this nerf. Especially when you're sieging a base or something like that. Like.
Well, that's the biggest part, right? Like in pubs, you're no longer gonna get Battle Fury wrecked.
Also, you can actually juke that hero. Before, he is impossible to juke.
Yes.
Like you actually just couldn't juke him.
So does that mean Ember? Well, you guys pick Ember quite a bit. I mean, what does this do for Sing Sing now? Okay, first of all, why do you think Ember is good? Like, why do you guys pick Ember?
I thought that before Ember was super underrated, and I think now he's being a bit overrated. But we pick him because he's a really strong fighter, and he scales into the late game really well.
Okay, so what does this change due to that?
It changes a bit about him being a really good fighter because, like, if a support walks around trees, before they would just die. Like, you do like 500 damage for just your W, Q, and then you hit them a bit, and maybe one spirit. So they couldn't like hide in the trees in a team fight, or try to juke you a bit. So if you lower his fighting potential in the like early mid game, the hero gets significantly worse. But I think he's still definitely pickable.
Okay, fair enough. And you talked about the late game. Either it's uphill siege or maybe trying to slide a fist behind fog units when you're defending. That's a big deal as well. So,
yeah.
All right.
And you can't. It's harder to farm neutrals.
Well, there's also this other thing that I believe you gave an interview during South by Southwest, where you talked about if you gank the Ember Spirit, even if the gank is unsuccessful, what Ember could do is drop a remnant, TP back to base, and come back, and it's as if he's unganked. You think that's still okay now, or just that should be changed as well?
I think it's okay, because it's something that like it's sort of unique to the hero, and you do spend a lot on TPs on that hero. Mm-hmm. It's one of the reasons he's good. Like, and Morphling can sort of do the same thing with a replicate.
Right.
But I don't think that's what makes him insanely strong, or like strong at all. It's just a nice thing you can do with him.
Okay, so it's really the fighting capability.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right, moving on. Faceless Void base attack time improved, so meaning he attacks faster.
Yeah.
What do you feel like Faceless Void is at in the meta?
He's not right now.
Or he's just not in the meta?
Yeah, he's just not right now, I think. I mean, every time someone picks him, I think they just lose, including us,
So what's wrong with that hero? Does he need too much farm to make it worth it? Is everybody playing it wrong, like a traditional one row when it should be an initiator instead? Like, what's the deal with this hero?
I mean, I think what he has to do is he has to farm a lot while fighting, which is really hard for a hero to do. Because he doesn't have any way to really farm fast.
Okay.
If he had a skill like Luna can sort of farm a lot while fighting. That's what makes a hero really good. Because Faceless Void, his skill set's very good for fighting, right? Like, he has extra damage, reduced damage, a blink, and a huge giant stun thing.
Okay, just based on what you're saying, farm a lot while being able to fight. Spectre is the hero that really can farm very quickly, but she could fight well. So, isn't Faceless Void similar in that category? A hero that can farm a lot, but could fight well.
I think Spectre's a really strong fighter, actually, early mid-game.
So you're saying Spectre fights much better than Void?
Not like if you put them in a direct 5v5 clash, but Spectre's, it's sort of a global fight, right? So it's, like, you have to sort of, like, you can play around it differently, which makes it a bit stronger in that regard.
Okay.
Like, Faceless Void, like, you have to, like, usually you have to leave your short lane or wherever you're farming. You have to go to somewhere else. You have to chrono them. And before you get back to farm, you have to like run all the way somewhere, go back to farm. You lose a lot even if you're getting successful. Mm-hmm. But Spectre, like you're farming, you out there. And then you can TP back to your lane, you're farming or whatever, and it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So in terms of giving him more damage or movement speed in his chrono, like the last patch, all of that doesn't really change the problem, which is kind of, I guess, what you're alluding to.
I mean, maybe you could pick him in specific lineups. Like if you have him go around fighting with a THC or something like that, because then you can push a tower after you get a kill. Like I didn't mention it, but one of the problems is like you kill something and then you can't push a tower with him at all because she's just so bad at her towers.
Okay.
It's sort of nice that they did the base attack time improvement instead of like a damage improvement, just because it synergizes sort of nicely with his bash.
Yeah.
And he's going to be even more ridiculous late game now.
Well, I don't think the late game was ever an issue. It's just more
Yeah.
getting there, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Gyrocopter. Aghanim Scepter now gives vision around your cooldown for your Ag Scepter ult, as well as reduces the cooldown to 25. Now, before I ask you about what you think about the cooldown, I guess the vision change is just mostly for... Remember the time in Dota when Sunstrike didn't give vision? So you could Sunstrike it, you don't really know what you hit or did not hit. Now you could see the glory of you sniping somebody or not sniping
Honestly,
somebody.
I didn't even know it didn't give vision because I've never built an egg like that.
Yeah.
It's just extra vision, right? Like, did it already give vision before? Or?
Well, let's say you drop a call down right now.
Yeah.
If you're somehow your hero's not in that area, like you're not supposed to see vision. Or let's say, here's the best example.
Really?
If you drop a call down into the Roshan pit, I don't think you're supposed to see what's inside.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Whereas, I guess now you can.
Oh yeah, it doesn't give vision.
Yeah. So, 25 seconds of Acceptor call down. Hey, I see your creeps respawning in front of a Rax. I'm gonna just drop it there. I mean, do we need more of this?
It might be legit. Maybe.
It might be legit. Isn't this like
Yeah, but then you have eggs on Gyrocopter.
like you play him solo mid? You know, you play him at 2.
Oh, or like aggressive dual lane or something.
Sure.
And then you fight a lot with
Like
him,
this
and
is
you
not your
get-
carry. This is like your Furion to the
like,
next level.
You mac. Oh, I mean maybe it seems sort of stupid to me right now because I haven't seen it, but like. Cause like every time an eggs goes Aghanim's right now, like it's you're throwing the game. I remember they did it in like some Korean game or something, and I was just like, oh wow, amazing.
Right, but that's the more traditional mindset of, hey, Gyrocopter is a one row carry. You shouldn't get an ag on it. I'm saying, hey, let's spin the perspective here.
So it's time for the Max Rocket Barrage Aghanim's Gyrocopter.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, maybe you could play him as support now, and you just farm him for a bit,
Oh,
and
like
then you get an egg.
like the AA
like
Visage?
AA. I mean, it's actually really good. Like if it's, I'm thinking about it more now. Like it's a really good slow. So and it goes through BKB.
So I know Envy was a big proponent back in the days in No Tie Hunter when he played Gyro support. I'm not sure if you had to play against it or
Yeah.
even talked about it in your current.
I remember
team.
Aki played it a bunch.
Yeah, so I'm always like
But he liked it.
me.
No, and Envy liked Aghanim's Gyro.
Oh no! He just likes it playing
Oh,
support.
just the hero.
Yeah. So going
Oh.
back to your point of playing him as a support and maybe going into an acceptor because with it.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I would definitely try it.
Yeah. This
There's at
I
least
don't
that.
know. I think this seems pretty legit. Like
25 cooldown's pretty short,
Yeah.
actually. Like, not even lying. Like, you get how much damage does it do? Does it do enough to kill a creep wave, like fully, level 3 OT?
I don't know. You check
'Cause,
it
like-
real fast. I imagine it would, right?
If it does, like with both rockets, I mean, if you hit it perfectly every time, like they just don't have creeps in the lane. Like, what is that? Like, you make Cha-Ching and they have no creeps.
Well, I see. The thing is, because the call down rocket drops so slowly, I think you have.
I mean, it's on creep spawning though. Like you just get them right when they spawn because they're all crowded in a
I'm
circle,
sure some
so you hit
pros
both
gonna
of them.
probably learn the timing. Like, oh,
No.
at X27, let's go. You know?
I mean, of course. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It sounds. I mean, that doesn't sound that bad. Like, they can never push, and
Wait, have you looked it up yet?
no.
Are you expecting me
Lazy.
to look it up?
Did you say you were looking
I
at it?
said, alright, fine, I'll look it up. Alright, let's see. Call down. Missile 1 damage, 350. Missile 2 damage, 275.
So it kills creeps.
625.
I mean, that's pretty good, I guess.
Holy shit. Yeah, well, I thought Prophet is already dumb enough, or Marcher Machine is dumb enough. Now you have this. Good luck.
You can do the amazing lineup. You have a Gyro support that slowly transitions to carry because he gets one wave every 30 seconds.
Yes.
And then you have a Prophet and a Tinker,
Yes.
and they can never push.
Yes. And then you just win.
Amazing Dota.
All right. Huskar, amazing hero. Base armor increased by 2, just what he needs, more early game. And Burning Spear self-damage. Change from HP removal to magic damage. Which means if you're low HP enough, Berserker's Blood is gonna say you're not taking any damage when you cast Burning Spear.
Even at level 1, it's quite good because you just hit 25% less damage from it.
Okay. Does this matter?
Honestly, I forgot that hero was still in CM.
Right.
I haven't seen him played at all. I don't really know his role yet, so I don't know if I can comment how much on that hero.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's really a hero either, so let's just move
Or he might be with that, because like he might just be such a lane destroyer that like...
Well, you know, with everybody getting armor buffs, like Naga having 6 armor, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
During the last patch, when Sven came out with +3 armor, you thought he was going to be the big deal.
Dude, I really did. I thought he would go solo mid, but it's just nothing.
Well, Honey took it mid one game. It didn't work well. But,
yeah.
Anyways, I don't have much to say about Huskar. I do have a lot to say about Jakiro, though. Dual Breath now reduce effective units turn weight by 50% at max level for 5 seconds. So, Jakiro with a new recent change, it's really like Venomancer in the sense that he's a very early game hero, like with his nukes. I think reducing turn weight actually gives a lot of late game application, just like how Batrider does for late game.
And he's good late game too, just because he has really good stats, so he doesn't die easily, and his nuke damage is very high. And nukes in the late game are stronger, I think, because heroes build a lot of armor and HP and stuff, but no one builds like magic resist really.
But when you're dealing 300 damage to a hero with 2000 HP, does that really?
I mean, the thing about Jakiro late game is you're not doing 300, you're doing like 1000 in AoE, at least.
Fair enough.
Like, if you can get that good macro power off, if you have like a Chronosphere or something, like that hero's a beast late game.
Okay, so my problem with Jakiro overall is you win a team fight, you can't push the wave that well. I guess you sort of can. Like the new dual breath is pretty ass, right?
Yeah, I think it's...
Like for pushing.
I think it's... Yeah. I mean, it's not good, but the new liquid fire makes up for it.
I suppose, yeah. The new liquid...
I mean, the new dual breath, it does the same damage as the old one, I think, but like the slow lasts longer or something.
Yeah, and it's just dots.
So it's definitely worse in terms of burst for pushing, but it's still not bad, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't really have a problem with pushing because liquid fire's OP.
So the question is, why doesn't he get picked right now, and does this change it?
I think he's definitely still pickable. I mean, I know I really like him in some games, but like, he's not really picked because it's sort of hard to move with him, I guess. Like, move around the map with him, and he's not that good in lane, and he's definitely not good in a tri-lane.
So are you speaking that he doesn't gank well because dual breath Ice Path is not the best ganking combo? He's not a good harasser in lane.
I mean, like, the problem is, like, even with this new dual breath, like, running up to someone to dual breath them with his, like, 10-second cast animation, it's going to be a bit hard.
Okay.
But this might actually help in the offlane, because you can sort of wrap around heroes there. So he might be a lot better at zoning heroes at level 1 and 2, because you can get dual breath and liquid fire. And then already before, once you had those two spells, they can't really fight you, because you would just slow their attack speed by, like, 50% for those two spells. Mm-hmm. But now they turn slow by 20%, which actually matters.
Okay.
Especially if you're like, it's a clockwork or something.
Fair enough.
And I can't wait to see the Batrider Jakiro where they slow their turn rate by 85%.
I don't know how they stack.
That sounds really fun to play against.
I mean, yeah, no.
I'm assuming it's like Batrider 70% or something? What's Batrider? I don't even know.
Batrider is 80% at all of those, I believe.
80%?
Yeah.
Okay, so it slows your turn rate by 90%. I mean, I don't want to play
I don't know if it stacks diminishingly or not. You know, we'll see. Because there's never another hero that's reduced turn rate. Not that I know.
Yeah, I don't know of any.
I don't know if Nezagu does it. I don't know. But yeah, that's Jakiro. I actually think this matters quite a bit for late game. And like you said, the early game harass as well. Alright, Juggernaut gets strength increase. Cool story.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, that's a strength gain. I don't know what lets him do then. I for some reason I thought it was going to be an increase in base strength. I'd be like, oh, now he's a bit better at aggressive or something, or sacking him.
I mean, basically works out to around 10 HP per level. Like, I don't think that's...
Yeah, it's not significant, but it's nice to have.
Alright, Leshrac, cast point and lightning reduced. Cool.
That spell sucks anyways. Like,
I mean, fair, yeah. All right, moving on. Lich. Dark Ritual now only converts 80% of the creep's experience. So I assume that, let's say before you receive 500 experience, now you only receive 400 experience for eating a creep.
Yeah.
Lich is not really picked.
I mean, he's picked by some teams like Roxas. Amazing. Like Tree, Lich, first two. Which is really fun. It's amazing to play against, really.
But I think this is mostly for pubs. Because once you in a pub game where Lich is being picked, like you know that Lich is hitting level 16. I guess now a little bit later.
I think it's aimed at pubs because that's where Lich sort of is more dominant.
Okay. Cool. I'm not a Lich picker, so I don't know.
I guess it sort of helps competitive when he is picked, but like I don't know if it needed help against. I don't know.
I never cast a game where I look at the Lich and be like, "Oh, this guy is really under level as a support." I don't think this change will actually be like, "Oh, now he's under level." I just think it doesn't matter too much. So.
Yeah.
All right, Luna. Lunar Blessing not as OP anymore. So you guys pick a lot of Luna for MV. Lunar Blessing OP? Question mark.
I mean, there's a lot of things with that hero that are OP, and I think the Lunar Blessing damage helps, but I think it's more the move speed, night vision, everything. But like this helps with, especially since like she has night vision and plus damage for a teamfight level 1 with the new night change. Like she would be ridiculous with the old one. Even though it's only 3 damage, that's basically 15 damage because you have 5 heroes. So I mean, it's sort of nice. Luna tri-lanes were a bit hard to contest against too, because she was such an insane laner.
Okay, so judging from what you're saying right now, despite the despite the nerf to this, you still think that Luna is probably going to be one of the premier carries of the next patch because of the night vision, because of the movement speed.
I really think she's just a really insanely strong carry. Because, like, I mean, when I was talking about Void, I talked about how he can't fight and farm fast, and Luna can do that, and then she moves 30 move speed faster than him. So.
All right.
And she has AoE in fights.
Expect
and
a
she
lot
has
of
insane
Lunas.
nukes. Like, and she has night vision, which I love.
All right, Lycan. How duration reduced from 12 to 9? We were just talking about Luna being a premier carry. Is Lycan the current dominant carry in that position, you think?
I think so. He's usually first pick their band or first 2 pick for sure. Right now. Especially with teams like Empire who run him really well.
So what about the others? It seems like the Russian teams are running Lycan a lot. We also saw it in the best of 5 series between Na'Vi and Alliance. When Na'Vi picked a lot of Lycan. Like, what about the other team? Like, the Chinese teams do not really care to... Or, I haven't watched too many Chinese teams.
No, China started Lycan before the Western scene.
Okay, okay. What about the NA scene? Like, I don't see EG.
I know EG picks it. Liquid picked it for TC when we played them once. And I know we pick it a bit.
Okay.
So, like, pretty much everyone plays him. He's just, I don't know if he's OP, but he sort of feels that way in a lot of fights. Because, like, if you think about how it's a global AA Chosen Touch, it's 30 less damage, but it doesn't reduce your attack speed, so that sort of compensates. But it's more than 6 attacks, and it's global.
Yeah.
And it's also global, so...
Well,
and FX summons.
FX summons, which is a big part of
which
what
is
Lycan...
global.
Yeah. I know you keep stressing global. Yes, we get it.
And it ruins laning because it's global and it's 20 at level 1. It just ruins everything.
Yeah, I mean, the 3-second reduction here seems like a small thing, but considering the fact how much you're buffing, and you're buffing globally, it actually does reduce.
It really does matter too, because especially for laning, like, those last 3 seconds might be like an extra creep or a deny or something. Easily. Like, maybe even 2.
Okay.
So, like, how I was definitely way too strong, like, for laning phase. It's strong throughout the entire game, but that's when I think it sort of broke the game the most.
Just to give things on perspective, when a lot of pros look at how a mid lane matchup goes, for example, like one thing they care about a lot is base damage. Like if you have 2 or 3 base damage advantage over the other mid, it's a big deal. So in perspective, to put it with Lycan, giving plus 20 damage for a long ass duration is a huge deal. So that's why Lycan's picked a lot, and hopefully this will somewhat limit that as much. All right, moving on. Magnus now removes target number limitation on skewers. Every time I talk to somebody about this, they ask, Magnus had a limitation on skewer?
That's what I was thinking of saying. Like, I'm looking at it right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, you can't skewer already. But now you can. Now you could RP that clump of PL illusions and you skewer them back, and they will just wreck you.
Wait, do you skewer illusions?
I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know.
I don't even know if you. Oh my god, my mechanics are so bad right now.
Holy crap! You can scout illusion heroes. What a player.
No. I don't know if it does or doesn't. Like, I just actually don't know. But I did know that if you hit a 5-man RP, you can't skewer all 5 of them. Wouldn't that really suck if like you hit a 5-man RP and you drag everyone but the one hero you really need dragged in?
Yeah.
And then that one hero kills you. Like, that'd be, oh my god, that'd be awful.
Well, now you can do it.
I mean, they might as well, right? Because like before, it's sort of ridiculous if you could skewer 4 targets with a 1200 range level 1 skewer, but since they nerfed that, like if you skewer 5 targets with your 600 range skewer, like I'll give you props. Like you should actually get the skewer to the fountain for that.
You know what? I find it funny now that, like, let's say you're off laning with Magnus in a pub game for whatever reason, and they wrap around gank you. You just skewer 2 supports back to your tower at level 1, be like, lol.
It's too short range though, unfortunately.
That's true.
I think
that's true.
But like if it's the old one,
holy
like,
crap!
I think that actually
1200 was
happened.
it?
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
1200 range level 1.
What is it now? 600 or 900?
Yeah, it's 600 scaling up to 1200.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool, Magnus. All right, Medusa, increase projectile speed from Mystic Snake to a constant 850. It used to be 633 while starting, so it makes the nuke a little bit more reliable. You know what? In Dota 1, I always thought the nuke was really annoying to lane against during the heyday of Dusa when like a lot of the Chinese pros were playing it, but it seems like as time went on, a lot of people just think this nuke sucks.
Nah, I think they're wrong. I think it's good.
I think the nuke is actually good. Like
I think the hero sucks, but
well,
nuke is
now the nuke is OP.
Not OP, but like it's a lot more reliable that you can actually like. You can do some cool stuff with the nuke before, like right now, but it's sort of risky because you might not hit the hero at the end. Now you have a higher chance.
No, my question is like, if you're laning off lane against a Medusa, right? And can you just not stand next to the creep wave?
I mean,
with a threat of the bounces and hits you.
If you're laning off lane for some Medusa and her supports are letting you stand next to a creep wave, like
you have one already. Is that?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
All right.
Because like Medusa, like she's not a hero that you leave in that 1v1. I think.
All right. Okay. Fine.
Medusa might be viable as a mid.
Let me.
I think she already might be a bit viable as a mid.
Okay.
You sort of play her similar to how you play like a drone mid or something. I know Arteezy had a game where he rushed like a 20-minute rapier or some crap on her.
So there you go. Does that allow her to go mid then? Actually, it seems amazing, right? With Botto, you push the lane and you grab the room.
I mean, it helps, but like she also has 49 or 46 base damage or something and a 0.5 animation delay.
You go like mid with Shadow Fiend, you know? He only
Shadow Fiend has raise at level 1 and like amazing stuff. So
okay, man. All right, Naga Siren, mirror image.
Thank God.
What? Thank God. I mean, you just played a lovely game yesterday with Naga Siren that lasted like 2 hours.
Yeah, really amazing. I love playing supports in those games. When I'm sitting in those games, I always think to myself, there's nowhere I'd rather be than playing Dota right now, especially when I'm Crystal Maiden.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, you think this is neither, right? Because with the whole late game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Naga, like even with this nerf, I think she can still be ridiculous, but like this really helps with it's harder for her to cut the wave and farm the enemy jungle because your illusions take like 15 seconds to run there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not reducing it by like from 30 to 25. It's reducing it for like 15 to 10, which is a huge amount.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
So like this is a pretty significant nerf, but it's not big enough to make her not played, which is good because you want more heroes in the pool for sure.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead. No, finish your point because mine was the
it might make her more picked as support. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Okay. So my question to you is, this is something that I think in the Dream League we asked effing Mad when he had to play against the Naga Siren. He thinks when you go for the whole like the Radiance farming thing, you eat up so much farm that the rest of your team is just starved for farm. So you played in the game recently against Team Empire, I think it was yesterday, where Sing Sing it felt like he didn't have enough farm late game because the heroes just have to eat a lot of, like Naga just have to send illusions into every wave and then push it. Like, do you think that's an inherent weakness that he eats so much farm? Or the teams are just not playing it properly?
I don't think that's true, because when a lot of the farm he takes, if he's played how I would want him to be played, is from the enemy's jungle and very aggressively push enemy lanes. So it's not farm from your allies, it's farm possibly from your enemies in their jungle, or farm that your allies couldn't really get without being put in a lot of danger. Because Naga-san, like if you look at her, she's very tanky, she's fast, and she has sleep, so she can go where a lot of heroes can't, and she can take that farm. The entire sit in your short lane, farm your entire jungle, maybe do 10 damage to the tower every minute. Like I don't like that one, and like that's when she screws over your team.
I see. And well, with the new change, your style of play gets hurt, right? Because you have to run your illusions further down the lane or whatever.
It means you have to play a bit risky with your normal hero, which I like, because Naga-san, I said she's fast, high armor. She actually has like a 2.3 strength growth or something, so she's very high HP too.
And she has song
and sleep.
So.
Yeah, like you have to play a bit more risky with her, which I think is good, because right now it's just way too safe.
Okay. Cool stuff. Necrophos, Death Pulse radius up to 550, which is his auto attack range, which makes sense, I suppose. Does this actually give him laning viability, like in the mid lane? Like, can you do more with this hero now?
They need to buff it from 550 to like 560 or something, because if you auto attack, your death pulse isn't gonna hit them. They had the same thing with Potom Starfall. When Starfall was only 600 range, if you auto attack in Starfall, your Starfall won't hit them.
Is it because they're running out of your auto attack range, or what?
No, the model size is just different for auto attack and spell. Spells aim at the center or something, and auto attacks aim at the side. I don't quite know.
Okay, so let's suppose this reads 550, because if that's, let's say that's, meant.
I mean, it'll get patched in the next one really quick, because that's what happened with Potom.
Okay.
Mid lane, not a big fan of him. I think he needs guaranteed farm in order to be effective. You need the Tresmech, and then you're a beast. It helps a lot in team fights because you don't have to overcommit to a position in order to hit someone with a nuke, and it heals a lot of, like, it's a pretty significant amount that'll heal your ally. Like, you can be a bit further.
Okay, so let me ask this question in a different way. Will you actually pick Necrophos just for his laning capabilities now, or he's just nowhere near that?
I don't think his laning's particularly strong.
Okay.
Even if Death Pulse is like 650 range, I don't think his laning's particularly amazing. His base damage is too low. His armor's like 1 or 2. And his animation is like 900 missile speed with a mediocre swing.
Okay, so another question about Necrophos is, why don't we see him? Like, did he just take too much farm to actually make it work?
At one point, I remember I was very scared of that hero.
Like, was this during the whole Reaper Scythe preventing buyback and all that stuff, or not really?
I mean, I never thought that thing mattered. Like, you got as a second or third item maybe, but like, it was just like, people aren't running these single core lineups anymore.
Right.
Like they used to. Like, sometimes you do, but like, Necrophos, and for some lineups, like, especially versus, and Lifesteal was a bit more popular. I think that's when I sort of got scared of him. They just needed like one damage thing that went through BKB, and you just OT him, and he just died.
Well, since we're on the topic of, Necrophos being good against one core lineup, like, wouldn't you just pick Doom? Like,
yeah, but people think about banning Doom. They don't think about banning the hero that doesn't get picked.
Fair enough.
So he like, that's when I got scared of him, because I know he did get picked a couple times, and he's also pretty good versus Doom, because he dooms you as long as you get your mech off and maybe one pulse before the doom goes off. Like, he could doom you, your aura's still going off. It's good, like, you're really tanky. You want them to sort of focus you, and if he doesn't doom you, then he gets to half and you just OT him and he's dead, which against a doom is like 10,000 EHP or whatever.
All right. I never thought this was a hero, but you're giving him a lot of respect, it seems like, so. But hopefully we'll see more of him. Ogre Magi, Fire Blast Stun, up to 2 seconds. Cool.
I believe Ogre Magi is 8-1 in this patch.
8?
Like the patch before this.
8-1?
8-1. I think so, but I think it might have been the CD tournament.
So.
But still.
I mean,
like, if a hero's being successful in CD, it probably is successful in CM.
Right. And Alliance picked him in the grand finals of TI3, right?
Yeah, but you also saw the very dejected Ogre Magic cosplayers walking away after they lost. You see that? Like, that was actually one of my favorite moments from TI, just saying.
Yeah, no, my favorite moment was when he was picked and that Ogre Magic cosplayer ran up and down.
It was actually so good.
Yeah, that was actually amazing. But aside from that, not much to say from Ogre matchup.
The stun duration, it's nice.
Yeah, it's
because he's got a field bus, and I don't think people are building him right. I actually think you max your second skill.
Ignite.
Yeah.
And
you only
I've heard a lot of
than
mixed
stun.
opinions about it. Some people tell me it's amazing. Some people tell me it's bad. Why is it amazing?
It's very high damage, and once you get a couple levels, the range on it is insane.
Okay.
Once you get, I think it scales off levels of your multicast. I'm not too sure if it scales off levels of the skill itself. I need to check.
I don't play Ogre.
But I know the range goes up, and it's like ridiculous once you're level 16 for sure.
You know, this reminds me of the times where Vengeful Spirit had a 2-second stun. Like, this is a long time ago. And let's say the new build is just 1 point Fire Blast and, like, Max Ignite, like you're suggesting.
I mean, it might make him a sick roamer, not even gonna lie.
Yeah? I mean, he definitely has
Like,
mana issues, but he's very tanky, so you could tower die with him.
If you have level 1 stun, you don't have any mana issues, because only 75 mana.
Oh, yeah?
That's actually, like, that's like the old Venge, right? Like, the old Venge was 100 damage, 95 mana.
Something like
stun.
that. I know.
And that was only...
Yeah, I know with the new Ogre, or this current Ogre, you could cast 3 Fire Blasts at level 1, which is actually pretty insane now that you talk about it like that.
Is it really only 3?
Only 3? That's...
Because it's 75 mana, and he has really high end.
Like, no, he doesn't. He has like 200 starting mana. I think he's like starting mana is like 210, 215.
Oh, he's an in hero with a lot of strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not a strength hero with a lot of it.
With a lot of in, yeah.
Although he feels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
I mean,
the level 1 roam thing might...
Yeah, that might actually be a thing. His animation's a bit long for it, but I don't think it should be an issue when you're level 1 with boots casting a 2-second stun on their mid, being sad, like making them sad. Because like after you cast it, you're also like 62 base damage, 17 armor.
Yeah, man. I'm sure the next patch, Ogre will have better cast point because, you know,
amazing.
That's what we're going to do to all the heroes. Yeah, so...
I mean, you're making the game faster, which may or may not be good.
Oh.
I think it's good for a spectator standpoint.
It is. Well, another hero that's getting faster, Omni Knight base movement speed, gets a 10 movement speed buff. Now he's at 315. I think the only thing this matters for is when you get face SMY in pubs and you go YOLO mode.
No. The build is phase boots, SMY, Skady, Sange. Because the Sange and the SMY slow stack, I think.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, amazing.
Number 1 hero. First pick material.
So
I mean, he might actually be pickable, but I think it's still very pocket strategies, and I don't think it's because of this buff.
You know, like...
the buff... sorry?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, 6 months ago, we're saying the same thing about AA and Dazzle. And now, like, they're their most picked supports, or one of the most picked supports, so...
I mean, what this might help is, you can actually solo Omni Knight. And he actually crushes some 1v1s.
How so?
Crush. Because his heal is... Like, if you think about a nuke, like, you have a damage swing, say Venge stun level 1 does 100 damage, your damage swing is 100.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit them with a Purification, your damage... if you hit them with a level 1 nuke from Venge, your damage swing is 75, because that's how much damage you do after resistance.
Right.
If you hit them with a level 1 Purification, your damage swing is 180. Like, it's...
Right. But...
Like, so you can just man-fight people, and if you hit them with Purification, then suddenly you have a huge health disparity, which you can translate to region disparity, which means you can chase them out of lane.
Okay.
Or be more efficient region and stuff.
I'm gonna just throw you some 1v1 matchup against the current heroes that we see in a lot of, like, current Dota, right? Like, 1v1 Centaur. Like, Omni Knight, who wins?
I mean, I can see him doing well on that.
Okay, 1v1 Slaughter.
I mean, who runs Slaughter 1v1?
Come on. Like, offensive trialing Slaughter safe. Okay.
No one does that. I mean, Clockwork, he might have trouble because of the mana thing.
Timbersaw wrecks him.
Okay, come on, Timbersaw.
Ember Spirit wrecks him.
No, he'll be Ember Spirit for sure.
Really? Oh, because your Omni Knight
Spirit.
just go through the shield. Because, yeah, the Flame Shield doesn't...
I mean, no one skills the Flame Shield anymore, usually.
Alright.
Or I think they should not skill it, usually.
Fair enough. Alright, 1v1 champion, Omni Knight, guys.
I mean, some matchups, like, I can see him doing really well. I remember there was one time where Demon played him versus Darkseer.
Yo, the Darkseer thing, that's
very
legit.
convincingly. And there was one where he repelled the Darkseer, he couldn't surge himself. I'm like, oh my god, you're so legit, Demon.
That's so amazing. You know what? I actually recently found out that when you're killing a Pudge in a pub game, when you're killing Pudge.
You repel him so he can't suicide?
Yeah, he can't suicide, and he also had a Dazzle on his team, so that his Dazzle can't heal or grave him.
Oh, really?
Freaking Lex. Well,
He's
repelled.
Oh, yeah.
He's repelled. Anti-Dazzle, boys!
If it omniates on your team, can you repel it? I mean, can you shallow grave it?
Wait,
oh, irrelevant,
if you have BKB, can your Dazzle shallow grave you? No, right?
I believe
I don't think you
believe you can. You know, you'd think I know that, but like...
I don't think you can. Unless they specifically says you can now grave a BKB. I think that there was a line like that.
Because you can Chen home BKB targets.
Holy shit. Now I need to look at it.
I don't know.
Alright.
We can check it later.
I'll check it now, because I need it now.
We can check it now. Wow.
Okay, Sweden internet's being slow. Alright, Phantom Assassin strength gains by 0.5 again. Same thing with the Juggernaut. Which actually, I think it matters a bit more here because she has blur. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it might help. The blur change is pretty cool. You can sort of tell when you're being ganked since the AoE is so big and it reacts fast. It helps because she's actually pretty tanky with her skills. Like, blur is really good EHP.
Mm-hmm.
And she's really mobile, so it's sort of hard to kill her, except before she died to 2 nukes, so that wasn't really a factor. 0.5 strength gain per level is pretty significant, I think.
Again, it's like 10 HP per level average.
Yeah, but when your HP would have been like 700 and now it's 770 or something, like it's quite nice.
It's a free Ogre Club at a certain point.
Level 20.
Level
oh my
20.
god.
Like, it's not...
When
you say it like that, it's not really that much.
When you say it like that, it doesn't seem to matter, but like it really does. Like, but like there's a lot of times where you die by like that one last auto attack, especially on a PA. Like when it's going to be 2 autos instead of 1 because you evade half your attacks or whatever.
Hey man, and when you're surviving one more hit, that means you get one more, cup of grace.
One more crit on Satanic, so you can one shot their entire team.
There you go.
And it go to full.
All right, this is a much debated hero. Phoenix, Fiery Spirit attack reduction, rescaled, nerfed again, and Supernova radius. Reduce. Is this hero ready for CM? Are you a big Phoenix?
Take her out. Keep her out. Like, she's definitely OP.
Still OP with the changes?
I'm pretty sure.
What's OP about it?
I mean, the fire attack reduction from 80 to 60, it's nice, but it's not like you can fight her anyways. If you're missing 60% attack speed instead of 80 at level 1.
Okay.
The laser beam's quite strong. I actually don't know what... I mean, like, I'd have to ask Boba, because I know he's a Phoenix picker.
Yes.
But I know that heroes... Like, everyone I talk to, like, the people who play a lot of PUBG, RTZ, Envy, etc., like, they always say, like, oh, Phoenix pickers, terribly pickers.
So, we don't know why he's strong. He's just strong. And keep him out.
But, like, I know why. Like, he goes to offlane, and, like, in pubs, like, he kills their support.
Yeah, that's...
And then he kills a carry, and he shuts down the carry, and then he gets a mech, and then you push, and he has a lot of nuke damage, and you can't kill him.
Sounds about right. Sounds like my Phoenix games.
He's sort of a cool hero, though, because his skill cap's pretty high with, like, the stuff you can do. Like, you hit at 4 different targets with a spirit, and then you supernova.
While diving in.
While diving,
you hit 4 targets. Holy shit. That's...
And then while you're diving, you also have your laser on, so you do an extra 10 damage or whatever.
Alright.
But
calm down now.
Yeah.
That'll be TI5, guys. TI5. Alright. This is the one I'm excited to talk about. Puck, Acceptor, finally, perhaps, is going to get purchased. Dream Coil now deals universal damage, which means it will hurt BKB units. And Coil Break Stun now goes through the magical immunity. Not the initial mini stun.
Not the initial.
But the... Coil Break, meaning running out of the AoE. So keep in mind that Acceptor lasts 8 seconds for a Dream Coil, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Does it really?
Yes. So I think right now, the new build, if this patch is online, you go Blink, Hex, Acceptor.
I mean, you might even skip the... no, you really won't.
You won't skip
the Hex is too good.
And
I mean, the reason I'm saying that though is because like a Puck with Blink and Acceptor, like you're not even just hard to kill because you're a Puck with Blink. You actually have 1400 HP.
Yes.
Like that might actually be a thing. Like you're just people see the Puck and like, wow, Fairy Drake can kill him, but they can't. Like you have phase shift and then they hit you and you stun you and they spend 2 nukes on you, but you still don't die, and then you get out with the orb. Like that might actually be a thing just to rush exit if it's this good.
Well, I mean, Puck is already a very amazing hero, and one way to draft around him is, hey, I'm gonna pick a lot of BKB carries. You're not gonna do much. But even that, like Hex is already good against that. So what does this do in terms of the competitive scene?
I mean, in terms of eggs, like if it lasts 8 seconds, I think the biggest thing for why people didn't pick up eggs wasn't so much because it's not good as a skill, really. It's because like the item, like it makes you really tanky, gives you a nice mana pool, everything. It's because like once you get a BKB, like well, why would you ever want an eggs? Like it doesn't matter. The targets that you need to coil are gonna just go out of it anyways.
Right.
Like that, it might. I actually think you might just skip Hex with this, but I don't know.
So you're saying this is that good? You skip Hex over this?
I mean, I have to play with it because I'm not even gonna lie. I've never built an eggs on Puck. I didn't even know it lasted 8 seconds. Does the damage go up too?
Let's check. I imagine it would. It should. Let's see. Puck. Look at these two guys talking about the new Patchlog, and they don't really know what Puck Acceptor do. Which, by the way, if you know what Puck Acceptor does, then you're doing it wrong. I'm just saying. I might have been very slow.
Oh my god, I'm a noob.
Puck. Okay, Dota is not loading for me.
Okay. Core duration goes from 6 to 8. Damage from break is plus 100 on all levels.
So what does it do?
So, plus 100 damage and extra 2 seconds on coil.
So it used to do 200, now it does 300.
Yes, at level 3.
And the initial damage is 200.
It's still the same. Yeah. So it does 500 with eggs
Holy
and 400
shit.
without if they break it. I mean, it's universal, so it goes through BKB, which is pretty significant.
Yeah.
It's 375 damage after resistance. So I mean, that's sort of nice. I would have preferred if the damage was on the initial instead of the break, but I can sort of see why they didn't do that.
The damage or the stun?
The damage.
Okay.
Like if it did 300 initial and 200 break only.
Yeah.
But like that might be a bit strong, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Puck needs a buff considering that how much he's picked and how actually powerful he is.
I mean, I know in the Navi Alliance series, like he was pick Puck one game.
Yes. Every
That
game
was
that
on
he
the
was
series
picked, he won. So
It's like Wisp at TI.
yeah, so he's the new Wisp. But I mean,
He's so not.
well, he really isn't. But
I mean, I like the hero. I think he's exciting. He's like good in lane. He's really cool. His spells. Like I think he's good from a spectator perspective. I think he's good from a playing perspective. So I like that he's getting another layer of viability that doesn't really buff him necessarily.
I think it does.
It doesn't. Do you think? I'm still not convinced how good it is on him because, like, sure you can get eggs, but if it's not as good, like it might not even be that good still. And instead of eggs, you could have gotten a refresher, and then you have a double hex, which is always freaking disgusting. Or you have like a hex and a Dagon 3. Like it's.
I just think now between Hex as well as Aghanim Scepters give them so much game against the BKB carries. When apparently BKB beats this hero, like I just think that he has.
Yeah,
way
it's
more.
definitely nice. I mean, like you'll have to build more tanky versus him. I guess that's the only way.
All right.
Like even if this does go through BKB, like just getting to take off the silence is good too. So it's not like this ruins BKB heroes. Like they pick a BKB hero and you'll just be like, oh, pick Puck, rush eggs. It'll be like he's just more viable once they get their BKBs, and he won't fall off as much.
All right, fair enough. Moving on, Queen of Pain, Shadow Strike, cast range increase. Is that what she?
I mean, it's nice. Yeah. It's good for sure, I think.
All right. Nothing much to talk about. This is an interesting one. Ricky no longer revealed out of permanent invisibility under smoke screen.
That's super cool.
This is some Naruto shit, guys.
Yeah. What?
Is he playable now?
I mean, I think some teams already ran him or had the possibility of running him. Like, I can imagine Roxas putting him in one of their 3 Lich lineups, and I know Alliance picks him with Wisp.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty cool because you can dive someone, and then you smoke screen on top of yourself, and you TP out. So you can force like 2 or 3 TPs to a lane by super overextending, and then you just TP out. But instead of Stark on a 65-second or 60-second cooldown or whatever, it's just a smoke screen. Like
right, but you have to stay in that area as well.
Yeah, but if you just cast on TP, like they can't review you if they don't have an AoE stun.
Yeah.
They're just done. So you can play super aggressive. You create a lot of space. Like you create a lot of space by forcing a TP to the long lane.
True.
And like you don't, since you're not even taking any damage during that. Like you just TP back to your tier 1 tower too. Like it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, there's all.
It's so cool because like you can juke in and out of your own smoke. Like I want to see that.
Oh, like put a smoke down. Yeah. Okay, so the question is, do you just get the 1 point early, like you always did?
A smoke screen?
Yeah. I mean, normally you just get at 4, right? Like you go depending whether you think Blink Strike or Backstab is better, but you pick the smoke screen at 4 and then you max one of your spell. Like, do you actually just completely say, "Hey, I'm a smoke screen man now. I'm gonna max it by 7." Because the duration goes up, correct?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, what are you buffing? The cooldown?
It's mischance and radius, I think. I don't think you would take more, but I think like it.
I thought the duration
think people should max.
Yeah.
Should max it by 14 usually, anyways.
Yeah.
If the duration went up, maybe, but it's already 6 seconds, so.
Holy shit!
That's a cool thing
because it's that long.
It's very long. Like if the cool thing is like you're hitting them for 3 seconds, so when you're hitting them after a tower, they have to use a full TP. You can wait till they've already TP'd if they TP right away, right when you cast it, and you can still TP out in time. So it's not just forcing a cancel on a TP. The hero's actually there, like, which is super important.
Fucking amazing.
Amazing.
All right. See more Ricky. Silencer. Another change to Silencer. Curse of Silent debuff now reduce all magical damage dealt by 50% at max level.
So by the spell it casts to stop curse, I guess.
So let's say I'm Silencer, you're playing hero. I cast Curse of Silent to you. Your next spell deals 50 less. 50%.
So my Venge Nuke does 37 damage instead of 75 or whatever.
Yes. I mean, it makes sense when you play with his other spells, right?
Yeah.
With Curse.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially since like it felt like Curse of the Silent. Like there wasn't enough reward for hitting like a big Curse of the Silent on 3, 4, 5 people in the mid lane game. But now, like if it's versus nuker, like it's actually pretty significant if you're removing half a nuke damage, any nuke. Like even if it's just a normal 300 damage nuke.
So my question is there any more viability in terms of picking him now? Like I know like all nuker lineups isn't really powerful or popular, and it's never really picked. But in the scenario where you talked about where you get a big curse off, like let's say on 3 people, does that actually change the course of team fight? You think?
I mean, it might make eggs better on him, I guess, because.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I don't know how that works. Are they silenced for the entire duration of Curse of Silent? Anyways, I guess they are, right?
Yes. Well, when you if we're talking about, let's say, Acceptor Silencer with the global ultimate applies curse.
Yeah. They're silenced, so they can't cast a spell anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, so that I guess that synergy doesn't work there. But I mean, it's nice. I don't think it makes him an amazing hero, like first pick every game. But he's definitely still pickable with like Lightsteward Storm stuff, and it helps him for sure.
Okay.
Because you're gonna take like some levels in curse usually. Maybe it's worth maxing now, maybe not. I have no idea.
Yeah, I actually think he's at a very interesting place now. I see him being a viable solo mid.
Solo mid.
Yeah, getting the level of curse up and doing something. I mean again,
he's a lane dominator for sure mid too.
Yeah, so there's that. Another hero that could be solo mid is Skywrath Mage. He's not played like
damage,
that.
Mystic Flare.
Mystic Flare now deals universal damage. Forget your BKB.
It's pretty legit.
So obviously there's the Acceptor where you have 20-second cooldown and all that stuff.
Now you can kill birds with it. No, except there's no cooldown, right?
Is it no cooldown?
Yeah, it's zero cooldown.
Right, but it has what, like 8,000?
Yeah.
800?
9,000.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's pretty cool, right? Like if you have a Beastmaster Roar and double Mystic Flare with eggs, because you're gonna have enough mana for 2, you can pick someone off instantly.
No matter
no
what.
one can react to that really.
Yeah.
And then you get out. Like it makes him a lot better late game. And I mean, if they're BKB'd, they should be able to move out of it usually, anyways.
Right.
When you're just like a support or whatever, like unless they're like stunned, of course. But like I mean, the hero was okay before. I know we picked him a couple games, but like it just helps him. Like it's not like similar to a lot of the other changes. It's not like game changing for the hero,
Right.
But it's nice to buff a hero that could use a bit more in order to become prominent.
Okay, so I know you guys picked him for support, right? Pilot plays it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, if he ever can be a solo mid and just say, hey, I'm rushing a quick axe, or maybe.
I don't think he's that good in lane.
Okay.
He's good. You have a lot of spam, but if they bottle crow, they just bring themselves an extra flask. Like, it doesn't really matter because, like, even though it goes through BKB, I think their mid's just gonna do so much more at the farm than you usually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't tested it all. Like, maybe like the problem with right now for me is like I haven't seen any solo miss Kairos that much.
Right.
Like only Dendi I know has really played him a bunch, and that was like 8 months ago or whatever. So I don't know how much BKB hard counters a hero. I know it hard counters him, but I don't know how much more it hard counters him now that blocks out. Because I was feeling like unless you pick a specific lineup, like you're gonna out the BKB guy, but since he's BKB'd, nothing's gonna slow or stun him usually, and he's just gonna walk out of it anyways.
Right. It feels like when he's picked, he's normally picked for the silence. Correct me if that's not correct. Okay.
It's the high range instant silence, and I mean the nuke damage is very good too, obviously.
Right. So and BKB already deals with the silence, so there's that. All right. Spare Breaker, Greater Bash increased movement speed. Now also affects allies. Cool. All right.
That means when you charge in or you ulti, it also affects the MS, which is nice.
Yeah.
I don't think the changes to that significant.
Yeah. Sven, more buffs. Remove cast point and God strength, which actually is insane. Like it's now you hit a lot more. It's
really good.
And then you also get a 500 radius cleave when you're ulted.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Plus the 3 armor from last patch.
Because like the thing is like with cleave in Dota, it's not 500 range that you're cleaving at. Like if it says 500, you're gonna cleave at like 1,000 or something.
Really? What?
Yeah, I mean that's just how cleave works in Dota.
I don't. Okay, I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean it actually is. Like if you stand 600 range away from a Kunkka and he splashes you with level 1 Tidebringer, it's gonna hit you.
That's
like
true.
It might not be 1,000, but it's like it's higher than 500 for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's how to do like it. You hit the unit at the front, and then the splash starts to the back of the unit, so you gain an extra like few hundred. It's not 1,000, but I think it's higher than 500 for sure.
I always feel like I'm juking a Tidebringer slash, but I know what you mean. Like it feels ungodly long, but
yeah, it says 600 at level 4, but it's more like 900 or 1,000 for sure for Tidebringer.
I don't know. I already see Sven as a very scary hero because he can move so fast with Warcry and attack so fast.
The thing is, like, he gets kited so hard. Like, he actually just...
Well, now he can hit creeps in the fight now, right?
Yes,
and just cleave. And it reduced... Well, here's the thing.
I think...
You never see that in games.
Hitting creeps?
Yeah. Well, at least I'm never...
It's sort of hard because usually you build, like, Mask of Madness Armlet, so when you start attacking, all the creeps are already dead before you start hitting them.
Yeah.
It's a bit harder because, like, Tiny, for example, you can hit a Clockwork Cog and it'll splash.
Mm-hmm.
With Sven, you can't hit that Clockwork Cog because it's going to stun you. So just a couple of things like you can do with, like, Tiny or something that you can't do with Sven just because you don't have that range.
Right. Well, if you're BKB, then you could.
Yeah, you're right for sure.
Okay.
I mean, that's actually a thing because hitting cogs is the best because then you get 3 for sure hits or whatever.
I see.
And they'll level the cog, and then you splash everyone, and they all die and they're sad, and they're like, Clockwork, why do you call me? Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I mean, EG might be picking him. We'll see. All right, Temporal Assassin, remove Detonation Trap from his...
I mean, you could already do it by manually doing it,
right.
So I think it's good that they did that.
Making it easier for the beginner.
I mean, it's good, though. Like, it's sort of counterintuitive that using your ability would be bad to set it off when it's already less accurate.
Man,
so.
you just take the skill out, man. You take the skill out.
That's so not a skill thing. Like, oh, I can press R, click, and then draw a box and set it off. Like, oh, so much skill.
All right. Shroom Protector, Nature Sky is getting another Fade Time buff. It was what?
Flying Vision.
And then now 800 Flying Vision.
Oh man, I actually skipped over this change when I read the Patchlog the first time.
So to put it in comparison, Storm's Remnant is 800 Flying Vision. So now you get that.
Yeah, but this one moves around.
Yes, this one moves around, so you could check Roshan.
I think that's OP.
Is it OP?
Yes, I think so.
Go.
I think Tree was already good.
Yeah, Go Black actually, when he plays this hero, he actually does use Nature Skies quite a bit to set up gank. So basically, you have essentially a smoke gank party, and they have Flying Vision.
That's actually just can they remove that hero?
And he also wins lane because of the living armor.
No, he doesn't win lanes because of living armor anymore. It's more like a early mid game thing. Like the early part of mid game because how it scales. His 81 base damage and mech at level 1 he wins lane though.
You really think it's a mech level 1?
Yeah. I mean it basically is. It's how much is that level 1?
It doesn't matter. It's not instant, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because people don't get bursted that fast in the very early game. They need 3 or 4 auto attacks to finish them off.
Fair enough.
So, he's ridiculous already. I think that hero is so good. I hate that they buffed him because I hate what he does to the game.
You guys actually pick him from time to time, correct? I think you play.
We pick a lot of things that I think are disgusting in Dota because if they're there, like you might as well use it, right?
Yeah, fair enough. Troll
like
Warlord.
The goal is to win something. Troll Warlord.
Base damage increase. Cool.
Nice. It's nice. Yeah. He already gets 15 from his melee form. He's gonna be hitting really hard. I think the hero's still decent. I don't know why no one picked him at all. We picked him once in a game.
Yeah.
I think that's his only pick.
And it worked out fine for you guys. You guys won.
It did.
Yeah. Tuskar strength gain by 1, which again increases survivability by more than a lot because he has Frozen Sigil. Also because he has an innate crit, and he's a strength hero. He gets a lot more damage. I don't know about this.
It's nice.
It's a lot. I think.
I mean, it is a lot, but for some reason they've been doing that, right? Like heroes have ridiculous stacking in one, like PL and Centaur.
Yeah. And those hero got picked right after they got stacking, so I think.
I mean, for sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I think Tuskar is just a really fun hero to watch.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I like it too. And I think he's possibly a good hero. And the sigil has to be the most annoying thing in Dota history. Like it just won't die, and it slows you, and you can't attack it because you attack too slow.
Yeah.
It's so freaking But I like the hero. Like Snowball, this must be one of the most exciting, right? Can you imagine you're in the Navi play if it's like a 5-man Snowball into it? It'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Because you get that anticipation, right? Like 5-man Snowball and then they black hole with the BKB.
No,
amazing.
The worst part is sometimes Snowball fails. I think that adds to the excitement, right? When this person gets 4 steps away from a Snowball, your team is screwed up.
You're still following.
Yeah, you're still following. You're getting closer. You're like, what the fuck? I just think he's a very fun hero to watch. But going back to your point about Frozen Sigil, LGD in Brax played it back when they're in China, and he got Shiva's plus Frozen Sigil. Yeah. And nobody was fucking attacking. It was absolutely insane. So
yeah, it's good for sure.
Yeah.
And you have a THD and
you have a Phoenix and
no, that hero doesn't need to be in CM.
All right, Undying Tombstone rework. Tombstone now.
Oh wait,
what?
Tuskar. You can lane him with Omni-Knight because Omni-Knight has minus attack speed on his aura.
Holy.
Okay, sorry.
Well, a lot of nukes have it too, like CM.
Yeah.
Lich. Yeah. Anyways, Undying Tombstone rework. Tombstone now requires 3, 4, 5, 6 hits to kill, and only hero attack, so very similar to the Supernova Egg destroying. Every time that Tombstone is attacked by a hero, it spawns an additional wave of zombie, and zombie now have a time life of 5 seconds.
I don't know how strong it is. Because before, if you didn't deal with a tombstone, it built up, and you had 5-6 zombies on you. Now, you can only have a couple zombies on you until you start killing it, right?
Well, I think it doesn't say anything about the spawn rate. I imagine a tombstone still spawns zombie, right? Or else there's no point. You don't put a tombstone. Nobody touches it.
You never hit it.
Yeah.
But a time life of 5 seconds is pretty short for a tombstone.
So you're saying, okay, what do you think is the correct way to deal with the new tombstone? You just ignore it?
No, I think you kill it, but you all need to coordinate attacks. I like it because right now, it's a bit too strong in the early. Ignoring the time life of 5 seconds from it, right now, it's way too strong in the early and it does nothing in the late game. Now with this new system, if you put it in a good spot, even late game, it's annoying because they slow.
Yes.
I
think
so. Right now, it spawns every 3 seconds. So that means at 5 seconds, you're only gonna have a max of two unless they hit it, right. Which is still quite annoying. But it's not team fight wrecking, which might be a good thing, to be honest.
So I guess judging from what you're saying, you do ignore it because 2 zombies is very dealable.
No, I don't think you can ignore it because like there's the slow stacks up. Like it's.
Well, here's the thing: if you kill it, you have 6 zombies on you guys. 7, considering the fact they probably spawn one.
But I mean, the first hit they do, it's pretty painful to kill, but like it's also 130 gold in it. That looks so nice.
You're dealing with 7 zombies on all of your heroes.
Yeah, but 130 gold.
And death lust and shit.
130 gold.
Okay.
okay. Like all jokes, like so, you'll still have to kill it. Like that's the thing. Like it's not weak enough. It didn't get nerfed enough that it doesn't like dominate a team fight, but it's not strong enough that it, like ruins the game or something.
Yeah, I actually think it's
It's sort of cool. Do you think, like they didn't talk about, but does Soul repeal it?
I don't think it should, because that would be insane. It's not.
I mean, that might be cool because like, I mean, it might just heal for full, like just straight up. Like, do you remember when you could glyph your tombstone?
Yeah, man.
That was the shit.
Wait, can Tinker still TP onto his tombstone?
I have no idea.
I remember you used to be able to.
I bet he can. Like, why wouldn't he be able to? You can boots of travels and everything in Dota.
Boots of travel and drop a wave of March while you're dealing with a zombie? Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I remember the days of glyphing on tombstone, but we digress. I actually think now this give Undying a decent amount of late game. I think because of his ultimate and how he synergized with the fact that it heals them and everything, I already think he was okay late, but obviously, you know, Sorip and all that stuff wasn't too good. Now I think
it helps his mid game the most, because I think you like with this you might be able to like max, like once you have max Sorip, you're actually a beast. And if they're killing your tombstone, like if they hit it twice, for example, then all of a sudden you have enough units for the 20 units to come off for your full Sorip, which is 500 damage on a 6-second cooldown. Yeah. Which is insanity. So like I can see him being picked in, like maybe even stronger in the mid game push rather than the early game push that he usually is now.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I think Undying's again one of those heroes that promotes a lot of kind of early game fighting, and it's very fun to watch. So very exciting to see people hit tombs. But all right, you talk about this. Is Visage getting nerfed? Or you rather not talk about this?
I mean, it's sort of sad. I don't think the early game part needed to be done at all. I don't think his familiars are that strong at level 6.
Okay.
There's too many things that kill it now, like Tinker March, Beastmaster Axes, random anything, 2 hits from heroes. Like, they're really not that strong at level 6. The level ones might need a slight nerf, and level 16 maybe.
Right, you're saying like, anything 2 hits it, but those birds also 2 hits heroes.
No, they don't. Not level 1. Like they're for the okay, they're pretty. I mean, Visage is a good hero. Like I think he's getting lower in the pick order right now though. Like he's already. Like I would have liked to see him wait a bit. Like I know I'm a bit biased because I like playing Visage, but like I don't want to talk about too much for my team. But I know quite a few teams are like they don't first pick him anymore. Like he's already moving down, and Imba heroes, even when they stop being Imba for a bit, they'll still get picked very high because the Dota metagame doesn't evolve that fast actually.
Right, it lags a bit.
Yeah, like it actually takes a while before Imba hero stops getting picked.
And you think that stage has already passed for them?
I think it's getting there. Like maybe this nerf is slight enough that it's good, especially since this doesn't affect Droll Visage at all.
Right.
Amazing.
Okay.
But like maybe it's a good nerf. I guess it's fine.
Fair enough. Witch Doctor paralyzing cast initial projectile increase by 400, so 50% faster. Which, you know, you don't look at it go and then you look at them run away. So,
yeah, it's good buff. Yeah. It makes his tri-laning a lot better because you can maybe initiate with him now. Before, like you might actually be able to catch 2 heroes on the side because a lot of supports like to stand in the jungle a bit in fog. But if you have a ward on them, maybe you can get those double bounce on them.
You don't need to see them anymore. The new change.
Oh yeah, I know, but you need it for the initial one, right? Yeah, they have to not suspect it, so they need to be standing close together.
You just
the new change actually really helps you.
Throw one into the fog, and they're like,
yeah, dude,
what the hell's going on?
Because actually, where this really helps is if someone stays for a range creep. A lot of times, if you threw it before, you could hit them, it bounce to a range creep, and then they'd be just out of range for the second bounce to them. Which would make it actually a pretty good stun if it hit them twice like that.
The best one is throwing it onto the range creep.
It's 50% faster.
The best one to me is you throw onto the range creep.
Yeah, but you get one last stun like that because you don't get that. Like the first level 1, you can stun one target twice, and the other target only once.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Okay, the last hero is Zeus. Lightning Bolt can now be self-cast without taking damage. Spell still go on cooldown and cost mana. And Lightning Bolt grants Flying Vision for 3 seconds.
That's super cool. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, he's so good at dewarding now, especially in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, the annoying thing is you are fighting the mid lane and you know there's a ward. Right?
Yeah, but you have to pull a creep there, right?
Like, there's no creep, though. Like, it's just like, because the creep wave has already gone by. You're like, what the hell's going on?
Like, that's actually so good for a deward in the jungle. Like, I talked a lot about how it's very hard to deward the jungle because of the night change.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if you have a weak level 1 lineup, you have a Zeus and he just takes Lightning Bolt at level 1.
So, my question to you is, Zeus support. Is that doable now?
I think it might have already been doable. But it's hard to do. This helps, but I don't know how much it helps because he still has the same problems he had before. He's squishy. It's hard to get in position with him. He does a lot of damage, but he's really squishy still. So,
all right.
It's really nice though, like having a support, and especially around the bottom river and top river, where it's really hard to deward because all the wards are on cliffs. Like, you just cast Lightning Bolt.
I could just see it, like, a Zeus gonna walk up and down the river and he's just spamming Lightning Bolts on
Lightning Bolt. Like, he goes 600 range or 700 range or whatever each time, and he Lightning Bolts the next one. You're doing it in sections.
Yeah. And then gets ganked.
And then he gets killed, yeah.
Alright, we're done with the heroes. The items is very short as well. We're near the end of the changelog. Diffusal Blade recipe cost decreased by 200 gold, which means you could get to the level 2, 400 gold cheaper. We talked about Spectre being very popular, Naga being popular, although I don't think Naga actually gets Diffusal Blade. Ricky.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, she does, okay. Ricky, hero that we talked about in this particular patch. Who else have we missed out?
Phantom Lancer,
although not picked anymore.
He might be picked. Surprise Phantom Lancer. Last pick now. Can still ruin the game.
So, I don't think regular heroes will ever get a Diffusal Blade. It just doesn't feel like a cost-effective item.
I mean, you get it to counter Hex sometimes or something like that.
That would be legit, yes. But, I mean, it just feels like inherently it's a buff to those heroes and not to the item itself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's nice. Diffusal Blade was underbought. It's sort of like, it's still only really good on Ricky plus Illusion heroes, which I'm not that big a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
But the item definitely wasn't bought enough anyway, so buffing it can only be good, I think.
Okay. Alright, Hood and Pipe now gets 35% magic resistance of 30. You were talking about how late game armor stack, not necessarily magic stack, so this, I guess, helps sort of with that. But neither of these two items are purchased much, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's a slot too. Like,
yeah.
As a late game carry, you can't be walking around with a hood because at a certain point, that's your butterfly that you don't have.
Sure.
It's about slot efficiency. That's why Abyssal's good. It's not because the item's cost efficient.
Okay. Not much to say about that. Rod of Atos. Cripple now deals 25 pure damage, which means...
Cancels Blink, cancels Heart, Atos OP, Atos best item.
And it comes, what, at 1400 range? That's actually...
It's like 3000 range.
Oh, no.
And it's pure damage, which is important.
Alright.
Because why not?
No. So, is that... You're not getting the Atos to counter the Blink, like, just for anybody that wondering out there, because getting a Blink would be much easier. It's just like, hey, I have an Atos, hey, they have a Blink. It just happens that there's, like, a nice interaction. It works. Cool.
I mean, it's good because... I mean, you actually might get it to cancel a Blink. Cause it's
Why don't you just get a Blink to cancel a Blink?
What?
So
because this is an instant cast...
I guess.
That you can cast from Smoke or Fog.
That's true.
If you can't blink away from it, like, it's very hard to dodge that gank. Like a 1200 range gank that cancels your blink. For a lot of heroes, that's just death.
I'm
like,
just enabling you to talk about why Rod of Atos. Will you actually buy Rod of Atos to cancel an enemy blink? On a
yeah, I really would. Like especially versus like a Bat Rider or something. Like, you see him right before he jumps you, and if you're quick, you can Atos him. Like, especially on land. And it's not just that, like, the pickoff is really good if you can cancel a Blink Digger.
Holy shit, Rod of Atos OP, guys.
Because the stats are good. That's like I'm gonna buy on supports.
I know you do. I see you done it.
I'm gonna buy more supports.
All right. Shadow Blade damage. When you break it, instead of 150, it's 175. Cool for Kunkka.
That's nice.
I guess.
You can abuse the bug where you can attack twice with Shadow Blade, I think. So.
You attack once during the Fate time, and then once again.
Yeah.
Also, it works for Sleight of Fist. Although,
Yeah, it does.
Sleight of Fist gets nerfed. So there's that. Triangle Boots gets an extra armor. You said Triangle Boots is OP?
I think they're very strong already. I buy them a lot, so I have no complaints, but not really necessary, but whatever.
What are the cheapest way to get armor in game?
I mean, the only time where one armor makes a huge difference is when it's on Doom. So, like, it's fine.
Literally taking no damage. All right.
Yeah.
Before we end this very long patch log analysis, what's your overall thoughts about this patch? I know something you didn't like the night vision thing. Something you do like. Going to TI nice like this patch. I think it will last the rest of TI.
I mean, I would like one more edit on it, like a 6.81b, which I think would definitely happen. Because a lot of the changes, like, they're pretty big. Like, they don't sound big, but no vision before the game starts is way bigger than I think people are realizing.
Right.
It sort of takes the same sort of thought process as like the last couple of patches as have been done, which are more like balanced toning rather than dramatic change, which I think is good because I think the game has reached a stage where balance is at a relatively good level compared to any other game in the world, I think.
Okay. Well, we also don't play those games professionally.
I mean, like,
so we can't
the thing
really
is,
say,
like,
right?
I mean, I wasn't just comparing it to League of Legends there, by the way, but like, there's a lot of talk about Imba stuff in every other game subreddit I go to, which is a few. And like, if you look at Dota, like, I mean, I have to make the comparison with League of Legends just because it's there, but like, League of Legends, they're very happy when I read a thread. It's like 50 heroes in the last week for their LCS, which was a good number. Like, it's a good number. And then I read the one for Dota. I thought Dota would be around 52, but it's actually like 90 something that were picked in last week at some point.
Yep.
Like, it's actually ridiculous. Like, I don't actually know how that can happen. And I mean, there are a few things like Dota has way more games than League going on since they have a proper LCS system and stuff. And the data's different, but like still, like, Dota's a pretty good level for balance, I think, right now.
I have to agree. I think a lot of us casters and people that watch the game are just saying 6.80 has been literally the most versatile patch since. And it seems like with every new patch, it has been just more heroes are getting played. For example, the Blink Dagger change from last patch really gave a lot more hero, a lot more room.
Oh yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah.
And like this patch, like what I really like is I don't see any heroes that just makes them completely unviable.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hero that got hit the hardest is perhaps Ember Spirit in this patch.
Yeah, I mean maybe Darkseer too. Like I don't know how good the change is.
Fair enough.
And like when you nerf vacuum cooldown, like that hero just gets destroyed.
Not the first time. Yeah, so hopefully with this new patch we're gonna see. I mean, again, there's a lot of cool things like with the Ricky. I think that's very cool. The Zeus dewarding, the new Undying Tombstone. I don't know what you deal with it. The curse from Silencer, the Puck Ags. I think there's a lot of good stuff. So as we see more and more in the upcoming days, we'll see how it goes. Nothing else from Aoi? You want to give a shout out to your sponsors and whoever else?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I hear you typing on keyboard.
I mean, okay, I'll close everything. Watch, it's easy. Shout out to my team, Cloud9. Our sponsors: Alienware, Crunchyroll, Logitech, and HyperX.
HyperX Interactive.
And Low Class.
Low Class. Is that a new one?
No, they just sponsored the League of Legends team though, I think. But I'd like to give them a shout out.
I see. Holy, I'm like, you gotta know this. Alright, thank you for...
I actually do know it. Just it's only 4 sponsors. Like, Dignitas had like 12, and I almost memorized them for TI.
Yeah. No, you had to look on your jersey. I remember that.
I know, but only for one, with my interview with Hotbid.
Yeah.
Like, I actually got all of them but one.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Like, come on.
Alright, I think this has already been a very long patch log. Has it been like 2 hours now?
Almost.
Yeah. Alright. we'll just end it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can follow Aoi at AUI 2000. Dota?
Yeah.
No Dota?
No Dota. Oh yeah. My Twitter is AUI_2000. My Facebook is AUI Dota. AUI 2000 Dota without the underscore because I'm not allowed to underscore for some reason. And I'm going to stream at some point again.
So Twitch TV?
Yeah, twitch.tv/AO_2000. It'll really just be like when the tournament schedule starts being so hectic, because after playing like 6, 7, 8 hours of Dota in tournaments and practice, like you really don't want to stream.
All right. And you're pretty good at pups, according to some Dota buff stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah, you're the best.
I'm the best bat rider in the world, better than Phone 7.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave it at that. Of course, you can follow me at Luminous Inverse, or Facebook Luminous Inverse, or YouTube Luminous Inverse, because I'm baller like that. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this very long one. Let us know what you guys think about the changelog. It would be very, very fun to read your comments as well. And until next time, for AUI, I am Luminous, and we are signing off. GG, guys.
Happy 1st of April, guys.